following in. So in case it is maybe your first time to be watching, I want to say thank you very much for watching. And please, you can also take note. If possible, you can subscribe. Yeah, you can subscribe, and you can also send in. You can also tap on that bell. That bell is the one that will be giving you notifications, so that each time that we decide to come live, at least you can be following. My name is Luze Andrew Anderson. The reason why I don't want to make a lot of noise and I'm so audible and so crazy is because when it is around this time, basically we want to talk about simple, easy things. Yeah, that we really want to talk about. So in case I'm repeating, in case it's your first time to be watching through, I want to say thank you very much for watching. You can go ahead, subscribe. And in case it's okay with you, still again, it is also very fine. You can also go ahead and then hit that bell so that you always get that notification that each time we come here, at least, you get the notification so that you could be watching through. Luze Andrew Anderson is my name. I'm super excited. In case I can check the time. It is basically it is 2:20, and it is a Thursday, December 22nd. We are going to be talking about relationships this time round. Relationships, and how different people deal with relationships. And the relationships basically we are talking about, those are female male relationships. Yeah, like you're in love, and maybe eventually you can also go ahead to get married. That's someone you find so special to you, and you're like, this someone is so special. I feel like I want to spend the rest of my life with them. Most of the people have what I would say qualities they need from people. Some of them would be like, in case it's a guy, they would need a lady, and this is so common with guys, with those curves. Someone who has, like, let me say, has those big hips. Someone has a small waist, or someone has a good complexion of color. Maybe they are light skinned in their skin complexion. Maybe they have long hair. Some people like it maybe when they have curly hair. Some people like it when it is really blonde hair. So it depends on that someone you feel like you want to come up and you settle with them. Someone at least you could wake up early in the morning and you could be looking at them. Yeah, so that is when it comes to guys. Some of them want them thick, others want them slim. It depends. Others want them really dark skinned, just like our sisters from Southern Sudan. So it basically depends on the kind of a person you want. And then we have, when it comes to the ladies, most of the ladies, is very rare to meet a lady who would really want someone who is short. So most of the ladies, it doesn't matter whether they are from Latino, they're from Amsterdam or South Africa or India or Korea. Most of them, they basically want these people who are tall. Most so when it comes to the guys, they want them tall, like really tall. And then there are those ladies, most of them, they like guys who are body built. Yeah, someone who is body built and they have muscles. Yeah. They have muscles. They want them tall. They want them with muscles. They want them confident. Yeah, they want them confident, straight. The guys who can look direct, and they want them basically even strong. So having talked about the kind of relationships, basically what I'm talking about, so that brings me to basically on today's topic. So because it is basically we did a time check, so that means by the way, we are not even in a rush. So in case it is you're the kind of a person whereby this is the time maybe you wake up early in the morning and maybe you're going to work or you're going to be sleeping. Then we'll be talking about relationships, yeah, here and there. And then you could give me your thoughts on what basically you think. But I have some perception more so when it comes to this generation. They call it the .com generation. Yeah, .com generation. This is the generation where we have social media. If we can take you back again to the African community and how they used to treat relationships in African community, to be specific, I want to be specific, but I think even the whole of Africa, this is how they treated this. Yeah, in Africa, you could be having your parents, you're having your parents, you're having your mom, you're having your dad, you're having your relatives like uncles and then aunts and maybe nephews. And basically these are the people most of the times who could more so when it comes to the dad, yeah, your father, your mother, sometimes they could get into like maybe I would say campfire. When it comes to us as the Africans, they could go for campfires, but those were not basically the campfires that you know of the .com. Yeah, so they could sit down, think, and then they're like, who should we want to get? Let me say they want to get a wife for their son. So what basically they would do most of the times, they would look in the community, because we did not have social media, we did not have phones, we did not have the likes of Facebook and TikTok and then Instagram. Because the current generation, you could notice that most of the people start dating because they met themselves on social media, by the signs of social media, because maybe the guy has posted those nice looking pictures or videos when they are working out, and then maybe the lady gets interested in their physique, yeah, that is in their anatomy and physiology. And when it comes to the ladies, they could post on Instagram, they could post on Twitter, or they could post on Facebook. And then, guys line up and then they're like, wow, this lady looks so beautiful. Remember, now in this generation, we are having a lot of ladies who do makeup and the guys who also work out. So we are in a generation whereby you could meet some people maybe born male and then they want to be females. You get the point. And they could do the surgeries, they could do the tummy tuck, and then they would do a little bit of surgeries here and there, for males to become females and then for females to become males. They could get the breast augmentation, they could get all those kind of surgeries. So in our African community, basically it were our parents or their parents, because I'm in this generation. Yeah, I hope you get me. So they could come, they never gamba, we want to get our son, a wife. So they could look through the community, never which family is really very disciplined, and they're having maybe a daughter who is very disciplined. They don't have bad history about that family's daughter. Umanyi, I think we should get our son when they have reached that age, underline, when their son has reached that age of getting married and starting up a family. So they could just come up and then they are like, you know what? They go to that family where they've sported, yeah, they could sport, where they've sported maybe that beautiful girl in the community, super disciplined, and then they would talk to the parents of that girl, and then they're like, hey, we have our son, and we would want the two of them get together. Maybe they could also have kids. They could sweet talk the parents of the lady, and then it will be up to the parents of the lady to decide whether it is really, really okay for them to get married with their son. So that was the protocol, and that was the procedure. Basically, that's how it used to be. And in most cases, you could find out that it was at rare cases where you could meet that, these two people they want to put together, maybe in for marriage, that they couldn't have never even met. Yeah, they could have never met. Ngatebera bangako, but because they used to trust their parents, and whatever their parents used to tell them was basically the right thing. So linagama omanyi, it is very okay. I think we'll try to make investigations. Yeah, that is the girl's parents. Let's make investigations and we see if your son is also displaying. And when they found out, most times if the parents decided, then that's what it could be. These two would get married, have kids. Yeah. If we go into the ancient life, it was even very easy because the kind of families that they used to have the families, like those extended families, whereby you could just have nebaga momanyi, you get your heart, you build there, then you start the future. In today's generation, it is basically different. Yeah, in today's generation, it's basically different. You find out that most of the couples out of in this generation, out of like how many like out of 100%, you could find out that at least 60% of these people, they basically have met through social media. Yeah, through social media. Maybe someone posted beautiful pictures, the guys posted the luxury life and how they party, and then these girls, how they do their makeup when they go for workout, because that is very common. Yeah, so it brings me to the point of today's generation relationship and then marriage. In today's generation, which we would love to call the .com, whereby we have social media which has gotten involved in our relationships. You notice that everyone discovers the others through social media. Yeah, they meet on Facebook. After Facebook, then they move from Facebook to maybe WhatsApp, where they start sending private texts. Then before you know it, they are video calling, and from video calling, before you know it, they are getting married. If we compare with the ancient, courting and how these people really dated, it was basically the parents of these two who got involved and they fixed everything. So the young ones, you'd find basically a done deal. And most of the times, there was no way you could be like, no. So in today's generation, which is a little bit bizarre to me, it is different. You meet on social media. I don't know if some of you guys maybe who have been following. Some time back, I saw a text. I saw was it a video? I think it was a video, a text. And then some guy was like, you meet on Facebook, then from Facebook, then you go, to start texting. So you meet on Facebook, you date on Instagram, then you have your wedding on WhatsApp. And I really thought about it and I noticed that, wow, this is very true. So at the end of the day, most of the people get married to people in today's generation. Most of the people get married to people they don't really, really know. They get married to people they don't even understand. Because you're seeing their life on social media. And on social media, you notice that most of the people post basically what you really want to know about them. They post what they want you to know about them, but not who they are really are. Because you would notice, if in case you went on some girls at random on their Instagram, or even some guys, or the biggest average, they would post only those nice pictures, good pictures, those that portray something beautiful, something beautiful, and they would not show you them real. Tebagenda kulaga biki basically bye bali. So in today's generation, that's why you could notice globally the divorces are on high. And then our parents, the parents, it was their parents who got them, the spouses that maybe they're staying with. They never used to have, been able to be a divorce. And it is only happening in our generation. So it brings me to a couple of things whereby now you're a youth and maybe you're looking for a spouse, maybe you want to settle down, maybe you want to get married, but things are a little hard, and you want that perfect person. And because we do not interact a lot, and most of the times we are having our phones or laptops with us, we communicate to people through social media, that we do not get to meet them, to get to know the kind of people they are. Most of the time we end up making mistakes. One of you, Olianzogama, maybe you do the courting, and Mgamba, you do the dating, then Mgenda go out. Yes, that is true. But did you know that when you meet someone online, and you have to go for dating, maybe you've gone for maybe breakfast or an evening walk, you don't know them. They are basically showing you what you basically have to see. Bakulaga, those easy things, they show you that they are nice, they are interactive, the beautiful things. But you miss out on the other, because that's the reason why in the current generation, you'd meet a very beautiful lady, very beautiful, but maybe being and she's a single mother. If she's not a single mother, then maybe she's divorced. And then you ask yourself, why would a beautiful lady be divorced? And to you, when you look at them, they are really very attractive. But when you maybe get time, Nogamo Manyi, let me spend time with them. Again, you will see that in Bubantu Balunji. But when you spend more time with them, because nowadays, abantu bacha dating in this .com world, tebacha dating, some people are dating for maybe a year, 2 years, 3 years. You meet, as I told you initially, you meet on Facebook, you start dating on Instagram, then you meet on WhatsApp where you do video calls. So at the end of the day, when you meet physically, when you go for dating, they would show each of you their good side. But if you stayed with that person, maybe the one you're taking to be nice and lovely and beautiful because of what you're seeing on social media, when you stay with them for, let me say, a week, that's when you will get to notice that maybe they are shabby, they are dirty, maybe they are short-tempered, and then you're like, wow, but I cannot stay with this person, because now this generation is a different generation from the other generation. I've tried to look, because now this is through real experience. I've tried to look through social media, and I'm looking at all these people you follow yourself, the people you follow, and the kind of lifestyle they live. Oyagala, you like their lifestyle and you like what you see. But when in real life, basically, it's not it. It has happened to a couple of people. There is a guy, someone I really know at our church, sometime back, I think like 20 years back. This story happened to have been in Seguku, that is Entebbe Road. There was a lady who was very beautiful, and she was in a choir, ngaimba, praise and worship, and she was very beautiful, had those curly hair, she used to make up really good, and kanisa, these people, most of the people think webagenda mu kanisa, they would meet that perfect person, they would meet, in courts, yeah, they would meet that holy lady, they would meet that holy guy. But ogenda okubeera naye mu kanisa, because bona when you come to church, you're basically supposed to act like omuntu wa Yesu, you're supposed to act holy and all that. So these people took it on another step, because they could only meet at church, yeah, and because church says no sex before marriage, you're not supposed to do this and that. So they were like, maybe we should get married. This lady told the guy, me, I've not lived with my parents. I lost my parents when I was young. And, there is that always sad story, that sympathizing story. And the lady explained to the guy even fell in love. I don't know why, for some reasons, when someone comes up with a sad story, that's why Abantu, when you find it is easy for a lady who is heartbroken, or for a guy who is heartbroken, to easily fall in love with someone else, because they have been just recently, either dumped or chucked, to move on very, very easily, very easily with this other person. But when they stay with them for some time, then they notice this could not work out. So back to the story, just in case you came in a little bit late, I'm very sorry, but just in case you came in a little bit late, this is the story I was basically putting up. So in church, they are like, you know what, we should do our wedding. So they did a wedding. And when they were on their honeymoon, guess what? The guy, the lady was a guy who was camouflaging to be a lady. You get the point. So you don't know the background of this nice work, boss man. Say hi to boss Tyler. Hey, Empire Online. Yes, Empire Online. Empire Online. Thank you very much, guys, for watching through. Thank you very much. So at the end of the day, nibagenda neba noticinga ntino ono mukyala gwe bali bafunye ku kanisa, this lady that they had gotten from church was not really a lady, but she had just transformed nga chali. Like, she was a he and not a she, but she wanted to be a she, but she's not a she, but a he. Because now the private parts could really show, because now they are married, yeah, in church. And now you could touch the private parts. Not about no. This is not a lady. No, with the private parts. This is not a lady. This is a guy. And because also church has its rules, regulations, and then the Bible, when you're married, again, you're not supposed to divorce. But now put yourself in this guy's shoes. You are married, truthfully. Now, yeah, because the church tells you you're not supposed to have sex before marriage, which is okay. The church tells you when you guys get married, you're not supposed to divorce. You're married, and the she you thought was a he is a she. A he is a she. I've seen these in real life, by the way, and all happening in Uganda. I've seen like 2 scenarios, and this has been happening. And in today's generation, when we start tackling what basically happens with our people, abachala, we get wives, and they have all these demands. They have all these needs, everyone wants. I have a cousin, she just graduated. She just graduated as a doctor, and I'm super excited for her. When we were young, she asked me, and she didn't ask, but she was telling me, she told me, Anderson, you know what? I can never get married to a broke guy. And then I asked, why wouldn't you get married to a broke guy? She's like, I've passed through life struggling, trying to make ends meet. School has not been easy. Family has not been easy. So basically, everything in my life, it has been all about hustle and struggling. So she opted and she told me, I want to get a guy at least who got some money. A guy who has already, a guy who has a car, a guy who has a house, a guy who has, house helpers. And I think by then I was in my secondary. I told my cousin, because we were in the same form or same class, I told her, you know what, you could get married to anyone you wish you'd love to get married to. Rich as you wish, to get married to a rich guy who has money, who has cars, who has house helpers, who has, everything. But at the end of the day, this guy would despise you. This guy would not respect you. This guy would take you for a ride. This guy would take you nchite ntya omuntu ono akutwalanga one of his asset he has acquired over time. When I say one of his asset he has acquired over time, imagine you meet a guy, you find him with his house, you find him wealthy already, he has the cars and then the house helpers, and basically you want to come in an easy life. You want to come in and everything is just okay. Yes, you will have him, but you also just be one of his properties. So that means at any point, if he wants to send you away, that's what it would be, because you're just one of the things he has acquired. Anyway, I've seen my battery warning. I came in a little bit late. I came in at exactly 2:20. Now we've gone for 26 minutes, a couple of seconds here and there. Yeah, but I'll always be here. I'll be talking about different things. Yes, that is the number down there. It is 0775 86 45 72. You can decide to WhatsApp call. You can call directly. We can have simple chats here and there. In case it's your first time, and you're watching this, please, you can also go an extra mile, try to subscribe, hit that notification bell so that, you're one of those first people, to be watching in these videos. When I decide to come live, we'll always be live. We'll be live five times a day. So this will always be the last live. It will always be happening at around 2, where we get to talk about relationships and then those things that maybe some people have to be asleep for you to watch or even to listen in. Luzay Andrew Anderson is my name. I'm going to be calling it a wrap for today. Please subscribe, hit that notification bell so that each time I come through, you're one of those first people to be watching in. This is going to just be interactive. Until when we catch up, thank you very, very much. Have a blessed day. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Any you can go for. Until then, I think you should have a